right, Jessica, the gods are not aligning with us right now, but we are working on it.
We'll win them over one at a time. It's okay.
Right?
One thought at a time.
Um, so yeah, we may not be live in all of our places, but we are live in a lot of them. So let's go with it. So here we go, live into Instagram. Hello, y'all. Today we are talking about Black Friday deals, and we are going to give you the tea on some really important Black Friday deals that you can take advantage of from Vibes, from Muscle Mix, from Fit Pros Connect, which is my company. And we're also going to give you some tips on your own Black Friday specials. So anything that's going on within your own Black Friday specials, if you've already started running them, give us a comment. Let us know what's going on so we can help you troubleshoot. But otherwise, we've got some tips that we've created for your Black Friday specials. And so that's what we're going to do today here inside our live stream. Yeah. So, Jessica, will you introduce yourself? And you're going to see while you do that, I'm just going to be playing with the tech a little bit to see if I can get us up and running.
You got it, Kelly. Hi,
Thank you.
everyone. I'm Jess Maurer. I am a fitness consultant who really focuses on taking fitness businesses from feeling overwhelmed to feeling organized. I do a lot of work in the industry behind the scenes, and I get to work with some amazing people like Denise and Bezzy of Vibes Muscle Mix, where I get to be the music concierge. That means that I get to be the one who makes all the fun playlists. So if you're looking for something particular, I'm the girl to reach out to because I'll make your jams happen. In addition to that, I co-own a business called the Move Mentors with Mindy Milray. Mindy Milray is the creator of the gliding discs, as well as she was the creator of Tabata Bootcamp. And we have taken Tabata Bootcamp and gliding disc and evolved them to the new fitness industry that we know it. So taking something that was 15 years old and really bringing it into the new science, the new area, the new information about behavioral change, and launched a new program called Seated Assisted Standing for Seniors, SAS for short. In addition to that, I get to play around with a lot of different playgrounds in the fitness industry, which has just been so fun and enlightening for me as an individual, as an entrepreneur, and as a consultant. So make sure to check me out next year at places like Idea PTI. I'll be the keynote speaker for Fitness Fest in Arizona. So if you're anywhere on that side of the country, come join us. We are going to be the first week of April, and you'll get to learn about how to create longevity in your career. I'm so excited. They go on sale on Cyber Monday, so check out for that. In addition, I'll be at AAAI and hopefully, Ideal World in the summer. Kelly, have I officially rambled enough for you to get everyone logged
I love it. I did not know you're going to be the keynote speaker for Fitness Fest. Congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're announcing it on Monday. I don't think Janice is going to be upset that I announced a little early, but on Monday, Cyber Monday, Fitness Fest goes on sale. And you want to, with all the time with conferences, you want to get the best price possible. And so registering and signing up for it early, like Monday, is the way to go.
Like Monday, let's get this thing going.
You got it.
And you guys, I'm Kelly Coulter. I created Fit Pros Connect. I created the Healthpreneur Hub. And outside of just creating these amazing communities, I also have a membership community where I teach you how to create a leverageable, profitable business so that you can stop running from one-to-one appointments, stop working per session or per hour, and make a leveraged, profitable business that makes money for you even when you're sleeping. And then I also created an academy where I teach you how to make your social media make money for you, because so many of us, we see other pros posting, we know how to post, but we don't really know how to take the engagement with our posts and turn it into sales. And so I've created systems and processes that help entrepreneurs do just that. So with that, today we are talking about Black Friday. And the first thing we want to do is give you some tips for your own Black Friday. And then we want to talk through our Black Friday deals. So let's talk about tip number one. And I'd love to hear from you if you're watching live. A lot of you guys are going to be in the recording, especially because we've had a little technical difficulty getting on today. So if you're watching live, give us comments. Have you started any Black Friday offers? And how are they going? And then if you haven't, the first tip is not to freak out about it. Actually, I think we had said we wanted to end with that tip, but
Let's bookend it. We'll start it and end it. Don't freak out.
don't freak out. So, we were talking about this before when we were in the green room, and I would just love to hear you talk through a little bit more, kind of exactly what you were saying to me. Do you mind repeating yourself?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
I love to repeat myself. Why not? I think what we find oftentimes as entrepreneurs in this space is that we think that just because we're going to post a sales graphic that we made on Canva to our social media, that we're going to make a billion sales. And
Mhm,
what we know from watching the market and really studying the psychology of consumers and why they purchase and when they purchase, consumers will only purchase based on how much trust they have that you are the credible expert. So if they have a little bit of trust in you, they'll buy a little bit. But if they have a lot of trust in you, they'll buy a lot. And so if you put a graphic out there that's like, hey, sales, but you've not done anything to encourage them to know, like, and trust you, you're not going to see
mhm,
the sales. You're just going to have posted as a graphic on your Instagram and it doesn't go anywhere. So you have to
mhm,
really ask yourself, have you done the runway up until takeoff? Have you really nurtured? Have you had, I love how you brought this up, Kelly. Have you had one-on-one conversations with the people that you want to buy this, that you want to take advantage of what you're putting out in the world? Or are you just posting to post? And if you're
mhm,
in that spot where you're just posting to post and you haven't had the runway and you haven't allowed for them to know, like, and trust you, and your consumer base doesn't have a lot of that trust that you are the expert in the field yet, that's
mhm,
okay. Now you know what your 2025 plan is.
mhm.
Not
Amen.
right. It's not something to freak out about. It's just something that you can look at it and say, I didn't have as many sales as I want. I know that next year I need to focus on getting them to trust me more
Mhm.
before I start throwing out sales.
And I will piggyback on that and say that if you're in that position right now where you've spent a ton of time on a Black Friday special and you don't feel like it's performing, I would look at what you can do right now to grow the know, like, and trust. And the biggest thing that you can do is show up for your audience. So the more that you are out there showing up, sometimes when we feel like when our brain is telling us that something is failing, then we just tend to retreat. And
Mm,
if you can instead show up more for your offer, people are going to see that. And you can use a time like Black Friday to grow know, like, and trust
mhm.
by doing what I call creating, turning it into a campaign. So instead of just being out there and peppering graphics out, sometimes I call that, I won't say what I call it during my trainings. It's a little vulgar. um, You want to, rather than sprinkling like little pieces of glitter on your audience with these like one off graphics, what if you created it into a full campaign where you're using it as really a place to nurture your audience and educate them on your offer? So
Mhm.
make a campaign out of it is my biggest tip from everything that you just said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have to look at it in terms of multi-step strategy, right? It can't just be social. So, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing with your emails? What are you doing with your blogs? What are you doing with your direct connects? What are you doing with your partners?
Mm,
It can't just be a I posted this on Instagram. I always remind my clients that this isn't the field of dreams. It's not if you build it, they will come. That's not how this works. So, really nurturing and allowing them to get to know you and what you have to offer is really key.
agreed. Agreed. All right. And then the second tip was, so no one and done was the first tip. And then the second tip was, don't panic. This is not going to be the end of your year, whether or not it sells.
Absolutely. I have so many clients who think that just because Black Friday didn't perform the way that they want, they just give up for the rest of the year. And to your point, that's when you should show up more. That's
Yeah.
when you should be coming back to show up more because you know that there is a trust factor that's not there yet. And so if you just disappear for a month, and you're just like, well, I'll hit it hard on January 2nd. Well, where did you go for a month? They were depending on you to show up. And that consistency factor is what builds trust. I mean, I like to bring it up in terms of cupcakes. If you went to your local bakery and they had the best cupcake that you've ever had in your life, you would go around and tell everyone about it, right? And if you showed up a week later and they were closed, or they changed the recipe, or even worse, you had the same cupcake, but the experience was terrible. It tasted gritty or like dirt. Would you ever go back to that bakery? No, you never would. You would never. Your trust would be broken. And consumer psychology shows us that you would never show back up to that bakery. So don't be that bakery over the next month. Show up, be consistent, give them the same cupcake that they're expecting, knowing, liking, you, trusting, and they'll keep coming back for more of you. So if you fail, don't disappear.
And is it really fail anyways? We always say you win or you learn.
Absolutely. I
It's
mean,
just a data point.
absolutely, totally. And we think about where Black Friday really originated. It was about consumerism in terms of products. It was right. There was a limited amount of products on a shelf. There was an urgency that you had to be the first to do it. Over the years, we have really changed what Black Friday is. And I joke around that now it's Black November, but it really and truly
It
is.
really is, especially
Really
this year.
especially this year. Like, I
Oh,
know personally, we started our sales weeks ago. Like, there's a lack of urgency now, and there's a lack of product because we've really brought it into the service industry.
mhm.
So be different, change your strategy a little bit. If you're finding you're not getting what you really wanted, figure out how you can make your service look more like a product. Maybe you do make it a little bit more time oriented. And I think we're going to see a big change in the next year of how people treat Black Friday. I think this was the big turning point. This year is going to show us that products and urgency is going to be the name of the game next year.
Oh, so good. So
Yeah.
true. Um, okay, I don't want to go into this, but I think we should do a future episode because it's a whole topic. But you just said, next year is going to show, and I really think that starts to speak to trends. It's definitely something we should discuss and plan for in the next week. So
I would
let's
love
do
to come
it.
back and talk about
Okay.
that.
So watch for us to come back in the next few weeks to talk about trends for 2025.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
So with that, that's our two big tips for you guys. If you're working your Black Friday stuff now, or when you go into the weekend, you guys come back and watch this. We are here for your mindset. You start getting into the weekend and you start feeling some sort of way about your Black Friday stuff, come back and watch this again. There's some really good stuff in there that you may need in the moment that you're not catching right now because you're not in that place.
Absolutely. And I challenge you too to look at your analytics of, if you are sending out emails, who's opening it, who's clicking on it. Could you send follow-up emails to the people who click? Could you contact the people who click? Like, start being a little bit more strategic
Mhm.
and intentional, to steal Denise and Bezzy's word, right? Be a little bit more intentional in your marketing plan, and not just send email and send email and send email and send email over and over and over
Mhm.
again, of like, let's really think about this. Maybe we do send the exact same email out to people who haven't opened it, but we send a different email to people who have opened it, and we send a different email to people who have clicked on it but didn't buy. Like,
Yes.
if you're freaking out this weekend, don't freak out and just continue to do the same thing over and over again. Like, take a moment and be like, okay, wait, if they clicked on it and they didn't buy it, what else could I tell them that might push them over the edge? Could I reach out to them? Could I personally email them or call them if I have that kind of data or information? Or could I just tweak the email to be a little bit more of a sneak peek so that they
Mhm.
feel like they can really trust whatever you happen to be
Mhm.
selling? So don't freak out. Just take it as a way that you can kind of massage your message a little more.
Massage your message. I love that. And I loved that you mentioned what's technically called retargeting. When you go back and you look at who's opened it, you look at who's clicked at it. That is honestly probably the biggest tool that I used in the path to my first $100,000 year. Was my first 6 months. I made $100,000, and that was a lot of what I did. And I didn't plan all that ahead of time. So it wasn't like I had this huge campaign where I was like, here's the emails and here's what I'm going to send to the people who open. And here's what I do that now because I'm really, really familiar with it. But I did it in the moment back then. So I would be in a sales cycle and I'd be like, okay, these people are opening. I think this is what they need to hear. And that was the best way to learn what message really resonated. So it was huge.
It's amazing what you can learn by studying the people who are engaging with you.
Yes.
And we think of engaging as like comments on Instagram or comments on Facebook, and that is a form of engagement. But opening
Mhm.
your email is another form of engagement that is sometimes overlooked.
Oh, we just got a really cool comment on Instagram. So Ironheart Fitness is saying he started his Black Fridays on November 15th and he sold out.
It's a
Amazing. We would love to hear more from you. I'd love to hear what you're doing, what your special is, and how you promoted it.
Especially since you said sold out. So that goes back to the idea, right, of it's a limited time offer and it's a limited product. Then not everyone is going to get it. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes we're just like, hey, we're going to sell all the things, but obviously it works. I mean, we think back to Tickle Me Elmo, right? Like that was the first kind of really big craze where we saw where people were like trampling each other on Black Friday to go get a Tickle Me Elmo. And so,
Cabbage Patch Kids.
right? That's really, if we kind of go back and look at consumerism as a trend, is a circular trend. And we repeat the same cycle over and over again. And we're back to looking at it in terms of exclusivity. Small amount of people are going to really benefit from this.
Mhm.
Therefore, there's this sense of urgency of click now, buy. You don't want to miss that FOMO feeling, right?
Truly, truly. Okay, so with that being said, Jess, let's hear about what's going on with vibes for Black Friday and how people can take advantage of it.
Yeah, so we have two amazing products. We have product number one, which is our Vibes music app, where you can use real artists in your fitness classes. So you can be jamming out to Britney Spears and to Taylor Swift and to Elton John and not sound alikes. And you're able to use our pre-made playlists or create your own if you really want to be your own DJ, or take our playlist but change one song because you really hate Justin Bieber. Whatever works for you. And usually we charge
Who
190.
hates Justin Bieber? That's a crime.
Right? Who doesn't want to hear Peaches again? So we usually charge $199 for the year or $19.99 for the month. And for our Black Friday special, we're going down, we're slashing it by 49%. So that means that you're going to be able to join us for monthly for $10.25 or $102.50. We were playing up that 25 since we're heading into 25, you know? So you can join us for only
Wow.
$10.25 a month. And that gives you unlimited access, unlimited playtime. You get two different logins. There's a plethora of pre-made playlists already for you and artists for you to join in. In addition to that, because I mentioned earlier today of like working with your partners, we put together a gift bag of 7 free gifts from our partners. So not only are you getting the savings, you're also getting some really amazing information and workshops, webinars, free classes, amazing things from our partner. Our partners are giving away as well. So that's product number one. So come join us.
Okay, I got to get in and talk about this a minute.
Yeah,
Okay, that price is lower than Spotify. Like if they were to just go by Spotify, it's lower than that.
it
It's
is.
like that is like loss leader pricing.
it it is quite a scary price. Hence why we're launching it right now and it's ending Monday night at midnight. There is definitely a sense of urgency of like when that price goes away, it goes away. It's not coming back because it is
Mhm.
so drastically inexpensive. But we really believe in the product that we're putting out there, and we believe that it's time for fitness music to get real and to be able to be your own DJ or use something that's already been pre-made for you. I mean, how many times have you gone in that situation, Kelly, where you're like, oh, I'm subbing cycle and I don't have a playlist? Well, your best fitness friends have made playlists for you on the app. And so you can just go and use one of ours and you're set and ready to ride or to yoga
Yeah, I
or to
love
Tai
that.
Chi or to aqua. Well, we have so many different genres that are available for you. And you have a beats per minute adjuster. So if we have created something that's hit oriented at 135, but you really want it to be 125, you just slide it down a little bit and you're able to come in at a lesser BPM.
Amazing, amazing. I'm such a big believer in what Vibes is doing in terms of the app, in terms of the popular music by the original artists, and having all the Fit Pros specific tools there so that we can really take advantage of original music in the way that we want to use it, but also without having the remakes,
The sound alikes. Yeah,
yes.
which brings me to the next point about sound
Yes.
alikes, because sound alikes are really for royalty-free purposes of being able to post on YouTube, to be able to post on social media, to be able to post on your on-demand services. And so we have another product that's called Studio Toolbox. And Studio
Mhm.
Toolbox allows for you to have access to all of our royalty-free catalog as well, so that you can record your classes. You can post them on services like Vimeo, and you won't be muted because it's royalty free. So you're staying in that sync licensing zone. Now, that is also for sale. In fact, it's 50% off. So you can sign up for Studio Toolbox. You get vibes included. So if you're teaching on demand classes and live classes, it comes with both offers right now. But again, it's going to end Monday. It's going to end at Cyber Monday. And we are also giving away, for anybody who signs up for Studio Toolbox or Vibes in the next few days, we're giving away 1 year free to one lucky winner. So you could actually go ahead and sign up,
Oh,
and you could be the lucky winner. We're going to do it live on Facebook on December 3rd on Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday, we're actually giving to you instead of vice versa. And we're going to be giving away 1 free year at Vibes. So it's pretty astounding. If you sign up for Studio Toolbox, not only do you get the royalty free music, and you get the Vibes music, and you get the chance to win your 1 year for Vibes, and you get the 7 free gifts. So it's like a whole bundle of
that is
all
a lot.
need, right? For your next year. And so if come and join us at Vibes, come in and be part of our Studio Toolbox so you can have royalty free music, or come be part of our Vibes app for only $10.25 a month. As you mentioned, that's less than Spotify.
Yes, it is.
And you don't have the ability on Spotify to change the beats per minute. But
Yeah.
we do at Vibes. And the other thing that I will say before I get off my soapbox is what makes us different from a lot of our competitors is the fact that we don't believe that all fitness music should sound like you're in a dance club. So you'll notice that with a lot of our playlists, we make things that are a bit more wide spectrum. We play off of nostalgia. We bring in things like classic Elton John. We bring in Motown. We bring in the music really and truly that spreads an entire generation, not just something that you might hear in a club. So if you're like, oh, I usually don't like fitness music because it's obnoxiously sounding, we have those options for you. Absolutely. We have a lot of that high energy, but we have
Mhm.
a lot of other things too. We focus a lot on like some classical feelings, some lo-fi feelings, some things that are active agers oriented, like Mindy Milray's SAS program. We have a wide variety. We have a Tai Chi section, a Zen section, so that it's not just that feeling of I'm in a cycle studio. We run the gauntlet.
So good.
So tell me
So
now about your Black Friday.
good. Before we move on, give the link, please.
Oh, yes, vibesmusic.app. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then on the homepage, it'll have the 2 Black Fridays.
You got it. Right at the top, it'll tell you your offerings, and you can go straight to either Studio Toolbox, which is again that on demand, or you can go to Vibes Music and join us for monthly for $10.25 or yearly for $102.5.
Lovely. So good. Vibesmusic.app.
You got it.
All right.
Vibesmusic.app. Come
Okay.
join us. Come be part of our Black Friday special.
There we go. All right, and I've got some really exciting stuff. I'm really going to focus on one because it's the one that's going to hit the most people here. But let me just say this. I'm running 3 Black Friday specials. One is specific to current and past clients, and that one's going to have to do with setting up your tech. So I'm experimenting with some done for you type products where I'm going to bring select clients in. And as you guys know, I have a huge background in website development, email marketing, all the direct marketing skill sets. I led teams of people that did that in my past career. So, doing the website setup, the email system setup, the CRM setup, all of that stuff is well within my wheelhouse, but it's not something I've come out and done for clients in the past. I've always said, you go do it, come back to me with your questions.
Mhm.
People are looking for done for you. So I figured the best way to experiment with doing some done for you stuff is to experiment with it with my current and past clients. So I'm going to be going to current and past clients and saying, hey, if you want to be involved in this done for you service, let's talk. It's going to be heavily discounted over the next few days. It's likely going to be a $10,000 6-month involvement between me and the clients on a regular basis. And I'm going to be discounting that to $5,000 over the weekend for the Black Friday special, and to get the first few in, and let's get this thing going and see how it goes. So that's the first one. If you're a current or past client and that sounds like something you really need and want, just contact me and we will get together on it.
That sounds amazing. I really wish that in the beginning of my career, I had had someone like you that was like, "Hey, let me do it." Because I'm a monkey see, monkey do girl. Like,
Yes.
I do it for me, and then I can take what you've done and learn from it, right? And
I
so
almost feel like that's the name of the game. Like that's what I want to call the product, because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to bring you in, I want to set it up for you, but then I want to meet every week and be like, okay, here's how you use it. Because the other thing that I see is that a lot of people will go out and spend a ton of money on getting their tech set up, and then they're beholden to the person that set it up because they have
Mhm.
no idea what to do with it. And that's just not useful at businesses of the size that we all are. We are micro businesses, we're under 10 people. You really need to know how to manage your email and your social media and your website on your own. You do not need to be paying someone every time you need a change done to your landing page.
I agree so much, and you should, really understand how they all talk to each other too, which I'm sure you're going to explain.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
So
So
good.
good.
What's your
Okay.
other
So
one?
that's number one. And you're
Okay,
just going to contact me to take advantage of that one. Monkey see, monkey do.
I love it.
Number two is the one that is applicable to almost anybody that's watching this, unless you're already inside my programs. So, what I'm noticing is that there are so many coaches out there. There's so much being offered in the way of business building support. And so many people have joined something, they either didn't take advantage of it or it didn't work for them. The trust level is really low. And so we all, as I don't even like to call myself a coach anymore. I feel like I'm a trainer. I'm telling you how to build your business. And so I've really stretched my brain to look for ways that honor my curriculum that I've worked so hard and so long to create, but also make the curriculum as accessible as
Mm,
possible to people. I'm meeting with you guys, and over again, we're getting to the end of the meeting, and it's like I just can't imagine, plunking $3,000 to $5,000 down on a curriculum and not having any guarantees.
mhm.
So I am experimenting again with the idea of moving into a membership model
Mm,
rather than me coming to you at the very beginning and saying it's a couple $1,000 for 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is. I'm asking you to come in at a monthly rate, give it a minimum of 4 months, and let me work with you over time. So I've created what I'm calling the step-by-step business builder support community.
mm. Love that.
You join. Thank you. So the way that it works is that you join, I meet with you, I find out what level of business you're at and what your goals are, and then I custom assign to you where you need to be within the programs that I've already created. So do you need to go through the accelerator curriculum? If so, where do you need to start? Do you need to start at the very beginning, or can you cut the line and start somewhere further in? Once you've gotten the things done that I want you to get done inside the accelerator, when can I move you to the Social Sales Academy, which is the next step? So it's very custom. I'm pulling you through, and you're doing this just with a monthly fee. So you're going to have access to all of the curriculum I've created. You're going to have access to the community. You're going to have access to the weekly coaching, which I think is the biggest benefit that you get from being in a program like this is the weekly coaching where I hear where you're at. I hear your struggles. We talk about whether it's a mindset issue, whether you need to do something logistically, and I give you your custom next steps. You have access to all that. You have access to work reviews. So if you've created a landing page and you need eyeballs on it, that's the kind of thing that I do with my paying clients. And you have access to the community of all of the other health entrepreneurs who are at the same phase of business, getting the same guidance, have been through the same curriculums, and are ready to also collaborate with you, answer questions. A lot of times, my clients will get together and create things together or make social content together. So, just a really cool community on top of the fact that you get custom guidance, support, and guidance through the curriculum that you need inside my communities.
I love that accountability factor. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we need, right? At the end of the day, we all really need somebody that's kind of looking over our shoulders and saying, "Hey, what do you have going on? What support do you need for it? Are you going in the right direction?" Those little checks, because we all get in our own thought loops, and we think that we need to go one way, which we really need to go. We need to go right instead of left. So all of that, $300 a month. I ask you to commit for 4 months.
Mm,
As soon as you join, I meet with you and I tell you where you need to be inside the curriculum and where you need to be inside the coaching, because there are 2 different coaching sessions I do
mm.
each week based on the level of business that you're at. So $300 a month, no recur no commitment past 4 months. You can cancel anytime. And I will keep you in at $300 a month. That price will never go up as long as you are a member. And that link is right below my name right here, learn.fitprosconnect.com/SBS. That's going to be available from now until Monday night. At Monday night, this will go away because this is just an experiment. I'm going to bring everyone I can in right now, and then it's going to go away. And I'm going to concentrate on serving those people. So that's the Black Friday special you guys all need to know about. You need to go to that landing page, read it, take a look at it, really consider whether that's right for you. It's the step-by-step business builder support community.
That's awesome. I love that so much because everybody needs that accountability piece and that
Mm.
weekly meeting with you, that weekly touch point. Such a great unlock for business owners.
Thank you so much. And the third Black Friday special that I've got, that you guys will get an email if this is right for you. I've got everybody kind of into buckets. If you have a product or service or offering that helps other health entrepreneurs create their business, run their business, improve their service offering, I want you as one of my VIP group experts inside the Healthpreneur Hub. And I've got some specials for those people to incentivize you to join at this time. So I'll be sending those out separately. If you want to be on that list, just send me a message and let me know so that I can add you to the VIP prospects list.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love that you, again, going back to the idea of target marketing, right? You guys just
Yeah.
saw it in action.
It's one of the biggest things that you'll learn from me when you come into the step-by-step business builder support community. And I know you and I touch on this all the time. So many of us just see the way that big boxes are marketing, and we think that that's the way we need to market in order to bring on clients. And it's actually the exact opposite. So we really teach you to get very intentional about who your products are for and how you reach out to those people. And that's the most effective way to do it.
It's so true, because you can't just assume that the big box mentality is going to work when you are a small box. So it's got to
Mhm.
be a totally different, a different avenue altogether.
Yeah, so true. People don't, if they're looking at you as their possible coach, they likely don't want a big box. And
Yeah,
so the last thing we want to do is go out looking like a big box.
exactly. It's why there's so many different radio stations, right? Everybody likes a different style of music, and so they want
Mhm.
to be able to find their country station versus their hip hop station versus their talk radio station. It's the same with fitness. We're all just different radio stations, and people are going to find the one that they want to go back to over and over again. And you'll find clients, well, they'll toggle between like two or three, right?
Yeah,
It's totally fine, but we've got to make sure that we're not trying to be the rock station when we're the country station
so good.
or vice versa. whatever station you are,
Be that station.
that station. It's
So
so
good. So Jess, let's talk about Thanksgiving for a minute and then we'll sign off. So you are traveling for Thanksgiving.
I
You're there.
I live in Orlando, Florida, but I'm currently in outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm visiting my mother-in-law, and my husband is one of 4 boys, and the whole everyone is coming together on Thanksgiving. So
Oh,
I know it's super fun,
should be
especially since,
chaotic.
right? A little chaotic, lots of cousins, but what's so interesting about being an entrepreneur during this time is that you really are focused on Thanksgiving, but you're always in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about what sale you might have going on, or how can you make sure that you're reaching out to people. And so I
Mhm.
make sure that I schedule times before, during, and after the holidays so that I don't feel like I'm spinning and I'm only thinking about work. I say, okay, I know I'm going to leave between this time
Amen.
frame so that I can take time to really focus on my customers, my clients. We're running sales at Vibes. We're also running a 50% off sale over at the Move Mentors with Mindy. So gliding discs are 50% off. So I want to make sure that I'm
Make sure you send me all that for the document that I'm putting
oh, yeah,
together.
absolutely. I can't wait to talk about the document. So my recommendation is for you guys who are out there who are like, I don't know how I'm going to get through Thursday when my sale starts today, and just choose a time frame and say, between 2 and 3, I'm going to excuse myself and go open up my
Mhm.
emails, and then I can go back and be present with my family.
Mhm.
Really, and
Good boundaries
it lets you, take a moment to decompress.
from the cousins.
Then you go back into it. What about you? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We are hosting. So, you hear me talk about my log cabin reno all the time. We busted our butts and got the place ready to the point where we feel like we can host Thanksgiving. That was our goal, and we're there. So I'm really excited. My house feels like a home.
Mm.
My husband immediately got all the boxes out and wanted me to start decorating for Christmas. I was like, "Could I have a minute?"
Yeah.
So the
Not
boxes are down there, and I'm gonna draw my boundary after my coaching session today after this call, and that's when I start decorating for Christmas. Whatever gets
ready.
done will get done, and we will enjoy Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I love that for you.
Yeah, so good.
Now let's tell them
Okay.
about the document. So guys, when we were talking in the green room, I really related this to feeling like a kid and getting the JC Penney catalog when I was growing up, because that was like my jam. It was like all the clothes and all the toys all in one spot. And that is exactly what Kelly's created for everyone in the group, is essentially like the 2024 JC Penney catalog.
For health entrepreneurs.
Yeah, exactly.
So watch the group and watch your email, because coming on Friday, I will send out a Google document that contains all of the Black Friday specials for everything I've been privy to for health entrepreneurs. If you've got something, especially if you're one of my VIP group experts, make sure that I've got a hold of it. It'll have a table of contents. You'll be able to click around and you'll be able to really see what everybody's offering for Black Friday. So that's going to be huge. Last year, it was really helpful, and I can't wait to get that out again to you guys. So just watch your email for it, watch the group for it, and you'll have access to that as soon as I've got it populated with everybody's Black Friday specials.
Yeah. I can't wait to email you about Vibes, so everything that we just went over. I'll type it up and send it to you. So just a reminder for you guys out there watching, it's $10.25 a month to get started with us at Vibes, and you get the 7 free gifts, or save money, get 2 months free, and log in for our yearly advantage of $102.50. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's so good. Yes. Great pricing.
We'll send that over so that it's in your JCPenney catalog.
All right, you guys.
Girl from a small town.
I loved J.C. Penney back in the day.
Man, that was so much fun.
Okay. So you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
See you next week.